personally, because I had a few people asking me what exactly are the certain mods that I use. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to get aslains modpack and as well how to install it. First off, you need to go into your Google, well, I use Google Chrome, whatever internet web browser that you use. Uh, Go to aslains or just type in aslains, search it, whatever. You'll find aslains.com. Click that. And I have slow internet. I apologize. Now, depending on your language, then there's different forums here. I'm going to go to the English forum, obviously. I'm actually confused with why my internet's so slow currently. Something must be downloading. Curious. That or the website could be down right now, to be honest. Fail stream. Okay, I apologize. Anyway, so go to downloads, click his first one here. He's always pinned. This is for World of Tanks. Duh. Now, click the Aslan's mod pack installer. There'll be an ad fly. I have ad block on, so I have to continue. After a few seconds, top right hand corner, there will be a button to continue to go to the actual download page. Skip ad. Now you'll see the big green download button, Aslan's mod pack installer. So you will click that. I'm actually going to cancel mine. So it'll pop up down here. It'll download. I am going to cancel it because I already have it. So go ahead and exit out of your internet junk. My mod pack is right here. I'll go ahead and open that up. It's going to ask me to do that, blah, blah, blah. And you can go ahead and select your language that you choose primarily. I'm going to go with English. Loading. Sorry for the messy desktop. I just realized I haven't deleted anything off it in a long time. Alright, so as a mod pack, blah blah blah. Next, here's your license agreement information, what's been updated. Now I'm going to install it to my World of Tanks file folder. It's wherever yours is located. Just install it to that. It should automatically have it where it's installed. So click next. Now here is a list of all the mods in the mod pack. I'm going to go over this as fast as I possibly can because I don't want to bore anybody too much. The very first thing I have is contour icons for Roman tiers. And if you click the description button down here, hide description, show description, it will show you exactly what it does. So for instance, this here is the contour. This is exactly what it's talking about. Light tanks will be green, TDs will be blue, medium yellow, heavy red, and artillery will be purple. And each vehicle has their own little icon and what tier they're in and their name underneath. So I personally really enjoy that one. I used to play with this one. It's the exact same idea except different lettering, but I prefer the Roman. Just because the World of Tanks also uses Roman, so why not? Now, over target markers. This is this here exactly. This shows you what vehicle it is, how much HP they have, and a little HP bar, and what type of tank they are. So I have that on. I don't really necessarily need it anymore. Vehicle name, that's what that does. It keeps their name up there. So this one here is just what they are, not necessarily the name. So scroll down a bit. I have the player name on. I like to see who it is. Class icons. Default does not have. I don't know why. Anyway, I have it checked, so I'm going to keep that there. I'm not sure what it does. I skipped the movie, blah, blah, blah. A lot of these are very personal, so you can play around with them a lot. Like, there's a lot of different customizations that you can use for your mod client. I also have a Clan League client that is completely clean. I don't put any mods on. But this one here, I like to play with a lot of mods because I find that it keeps things interesting. So this here, the battle loading window, when you go into game, it's kind of like how Wargaming already has it now, minus the XVM. It goes their average tier played, games played, their WN8, their win rate, This is how many games they have. This is the H is for hundreds. Okay, so it's not hours. So this person has 300 games in their fucking tank. This is the win rate in their tank, and the final column is the damage ratio they do in their tank. So for instance, this artillery has a 2.1 damage ratio, meaning he does 2.1 times his HP on average in a game. Moving on, sessions to crap. I don't want to do that. All right. So session statistics. If you press tab in the game, it will pop up the same as what you had on the battle loading. This is clan icons. Usually you can set it like top. At the very bottom, it'll tell you all the different clans. Like, do you want top 50 clans, top 100 clans, 1,000, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever you pick, they will be on the side here. Player panel. I choose the large one so I could see everything all the time. I don't have to press tab all that often. This was basically the same as the advanced battle loading, so it just keeps it there at all times. Some people play with medium or short, but I prefer to know everything at all times. Yeah, you can also change the transparency of it. So you can have it black, or you can have it well, none. I don't like that. I don't generally use it. I have the one that World of Tanks provides. Um, this here's an interesting one. It lets you know who's been spotted already, so you can choose different light bulbs, or I prefer the eye. Green means that they're currently lit or spotted. The gray means they have not been spotted the entire game, or they have not been spotted currently. Red means they have been spotted, but they are no longer spotted. Okay, moving down. Large panel icon. Same idea of what I had up above, I believe. Squads, this here just tells you what platoon they're in. It's kind of the same idea what Wargaming already has in their game, I think. This here is for the XVM minimap. So this is your 50-meter radius bubble. So if someone comes within that, that means you're going to automatically be spotted. I like that one. It's rather useful. Uh, Pretty, I guess, self-explanatory for these ones. The most important one I find is the thin turquoise line, though. You guys can read this stuff. It's pretty straightforward what those ones do. Gun traverse lines. These are just the direction that your tank is pointing on who you'll be able to see when you're aiming at shit. If you're in a TD, these will be your gun constraints, meaning you can only hit things within those two lines. Labels. I like to keep these on. Uh, and sometimes I like to have this on, show the HP circles of the tanks on the map. So it'll let you know which one of your allies is on full health or not. So that's kind of useful. I enjoy that one. Vehicle names. So this will tell you the names of what the vehicles are on the map. Enough to explain, or easy enough. You can just fucking see it there. Show players' names on the mini map. Yeah, it's good. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that one though. I'd prefer just to have the what tank it is, I guess. So I'm gonna get that one off right now. The mini map zoom. Shit. So this here is whenever you hold control, then this will pop up in either a medium or big. I like mine to be big, so it's like blown up on the whole screen. Because if I'm seeing the map, I want to see it right now, fast and furious. So I like to have mine centered, not in the bottom right hand corner. As the map's already in the bottom right hand corner, you can just press the plus sign on your keyboard to make it bigger as it is. So I just like to have it put in the middle of my screen so it's easier to click wherever my mouse is. I don't have to bring it down to the bottom right hand corner of the screen. This is the hotkey to trigger it, so you can choose whichever one you want. I use the left control. I've grown fond of it. Also, when you're using aslains modpack, do not use the scroll wheel on your mouse because sometimes it resets all of your current settings, meaning any one of these can be selected whenever you roll that. So I have mine on custom installation. I never touch my scroll wheel because I've messed up my settings so many times before. That's the only problem I have with this mod pack. Um, so these are the XBM hit logs. believe Wargaming already has one of these on their own, but I prefer this one here. I really like this. It tells you how many times you've hit them, the damage, total damage, what tank it is, and who it is. And it'll let you know how much damage you have total, how many hits you've done, blah 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 blah, etc. Hit log position. I choose mine to be middle left. I guess I have mine there. It's been a, and I only use 10 lines. You can in this here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 lines. You can have up to 5, 10, 15. I choose 10. It's a fairly good. It's good enough for me. Uh, but yeah, I keep. I guess I keep that under there. I thought I had it up here, but could be wrong. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is the XVM rating scale. So I use this one here just to have a better idea of where exactly people are in their overall, which it doesn't really tell you what their recents are, so this just gives you an idea of what kind of player they are for the amount of games that they have. Custom icons. So these are your Sixth Sense display icons. So whenever you get spotted, it will pop up in the middle of your screen up top. I do not like the All-Seeing Eye of Sauron because it is well, the sound anyway was extremely loud. I like the Metal Gear Solid, just a quick exclamation point. Um, and then I also use the Metal Gear Solid sound as well. That's it. Sauron sound. I find it's too long as well as too loud in game. I could not like they sound the same in here, but in game it is significantly louder. And if you're on TeamSpeak trying to communicate with your friends in a platoon or etc., it blocks communication, so it's really poor to use. Very good sound pack though. So this year, price button, the tech tree, research. These are just personal things for the garage. Mastery mark and tech tree. This basically just shows you what your mastery mark is. Well, self-explanatory. You guys can look through these. These are all personal things. This one is kind of interesting this year. I never noticed this till not long ago. If you're somebody like myself with quite a collection of tanks, like starting to grow, then this is very helpful as you can see more of your tanks on the screen versus just one tank at a time. So you can go 3, 4, 5 rows. 5 rows, you cannot see your tank in the background, so I do not recommend it. 3 seems to be um, the best number to choose, and if you still want to be looking at your tank in the background, as well as using the smaller one. So if you go larger, here's the sizes. Eventually, you can't see your tank in the background, so choose accordingly. If you have, say, 20 tanks, use the 2-line carousel and maybe the standard 1 default. So info on the carousel. This applies to the tanks that you see in your garage. This tells you everything here. Basically, there's ones with more options or less options. Basically, for each option you pick, more information is displayed on each one of your tanks. I think I go midway. I like to know, okay, it's this one that I choose. This one here I like because it tells you what percent your mark of excellence is at. So you don't have to go into your statistics and of your specific vehicle and check that out every single time, open the menu. It just tells you right there, and it tells you average damage, the amount of games you've played, your win percentage, your mastery mark, and if they're eleted with this gold bar. So that's that. You can choose more or less, but hey, whatever. It is what it is, whatever you want. Selected tank highlighter. I have no idea what this does. Okay, so this is just another custom thing. If you want it, whatever tank you're clicked on to be a different color, then that's that. I never saw that one before. So these are camera scripts. I'm not sure. Like, Wargaming doesn't exactly have a standard list on which mods are illegal and which are not. But the thing I like about Aslan's mod pack is it does tell you which mods are legal that he knows about or might not know about, etc. So if he's not sure if something is legal or illegal, he will write it down in the description or in the name of the mod. Anyway, I select I selected 300 meters. I like to scroll out just a little bit more than usual. I believe 500 meters. I think that one is illegal, but once again, Wargaming doesn't have a rule setting on it, so who knows? At least here in North America. EU could be different. RU is definitely different because they actually take it seriously there. Um, this is the zoom for your gun when you're in sniper mode. So, okay, it's not going to go show me a preview. Now, I like 8 times. It gives you a little bit better pinpoint location. It's not that much of a hassle when you're zooming in or out, so I like that. Uh, Now you can choose like disable gun shake, like when you shoot, blah blah blah. I find this one messed me up for guns that shot faster because it wasn't accurate on what's going on. Um, anyway, you get a couple more personal things. This is the server crosshair. I like this. It shows you. Okay, so this is a client side crosshair. This is the server, and this is the pointer. Anyway, and you put them all together. This will be inside of your circle of where you're aiming. So this is might be where you're aiming, but this is where you're actually aiming. This will significantly help you when you're trying to play. Um, Basically, if you're like, how did I not hit him? Blah blah blah. Like there must be lag. Well, that's because there is lag between you and the server latency. So you might be aiming here, like I said, aiming here, but you're actually aiming here. So you have to wait till this goes under your crosshair before that's where you're actually shooting. Or you can pre-aim like a little bit ahead of the vehicle, and wherever this mouse, I tried pointing with my finger. Wherever this is, you can pre-aim to that spot depending on where you're looking, etc. And that will be where you actually shoot. In order for this to work, though, you have to turn on the server cross in the settings of actual World of Tanks. So you have to turn on the server crosshair. So that's one thing you need to activate this as well. This is a good damage indicator. It tells you, I think, 10 seconds for where you got hit from. So you can wherever your gun is aimed, is where this line will be in the middle. This is where he got hit from. So he got hit from right here, and this is where he's pointing. So you can get a generally good idea of where tanks are hitting you from. So that's a pretty nice one to have. I like this one here. It gives you a warning of who's within 100 meters of you if they're spotted. So that's kind of nice to have. Like if someone's behind you and you're kind of focused on the person in front of you, that'll pop
Hey,
up on your
wake up.
screen and say, "Hey, there's a tank right fucking behind you. So you better turn around and figure your shit out for that." Um, this is spotted extended. This lets you know uh, what assistance damage you've been getting. This is extremely helpful for what do you call it? For your light tank missions, or if you're trying to just just to help allies. It lets you know who you've spotted and who you've assisted damage to, or and what you've assisted damage to. I don't like that one. Server extended with spotter. Okay, so if you're aiming around a corner, it's not gonna fuck up your reticle on the hill. You can like aim. You can kind of like point beyond the hill and not
Hey,
have your
wake up.
server reticle fucked up. Um, so yeah. Shit. I have to hurry this up because of tournament. Just 1 second. In 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So let's continue with this. I apologize for that. Um. So aiming help. Aim help mods. Aim. So this is auto aim plus. Basically, what this does is you can aim in the general direction of a tank and right click, and it'll automatically lock your turret to that tank. So if there's somebody sitting right here and you're aimed right here, you can right click, and if nothing else is spotted over here, then it'll automatically lock onto this person. This is much easier than having to actually put your reticle over top of a tank, especially if it's hiding behind cover to lock onto it, because then you can just drive around and circle them. That's why you see a lot of people able to do that, the circling. Anyway, that's very useful. I don't use the block shot at Rex shooting at allies because it can fuck up your shot. It will not let you shoot. Now it's gun clip reloading. I don't like that. Tracks. I don't use any of those. Auto aim. I don't use that. Auto aim extended by spotter. I don't use this. It puts a circle around whatever you're auto aimed on. It kind of blocks vision of other things, so it's kind of poop. Extra aim info. This is very, very helpful. It tells you how long it's gonna take you, how long it's gonna take you to aim, scatter distance. Anyway, this how long it will take your shell to reach the target, so you can predict where they're gonna be. Anyway, that's a very helpful one. That also works for artillery. If you're an artillery player, it will tell you how long it'll take your shell to travel to the target, so you can time, give or take, where your shell is going to land if they're moving in a straight line, etc. Very helpful. So yeah, I use this as damage stickers to let me know where I've been hit. It's not really important to have. It's personal preference. Um, Crosshairs. I just use the standard crosshair. It's just with a different timer, etc. I don't really like all the other aim crosshairs. This is the battle assistant for artillery. This is the above view. So if you don't like the standard artillery view, you might want to try this out. It gives you a better idea of where your shell can actually land. The Wargaming's one is kind of weird. I like this one here. It is a penetration indicator to tell you how much you overmatch the enemy and where you're aiming. So that is incredibly helpful if you do not want to bounce stuff. If it lights up in red, that means that you cannot penetrate that area unless you get a high roll, and it'll tell you exactly how many millimeters you need to penetrate, etc. Moving on, moving on. Damage logs. I have damage logs here. Also under here, I believe that's the same thing I already have, so I think that ties in with the thing up top. I kind of forget that one. I apologize. This is the damage panels. Just lights up if your engine's damaged, ammo rack, gun, turret, fuel tank, radio, few ports, tracks, and here are your crew. It's just a different panel, I think. I'm not sure if it's much different, but I use it. This here, multi-hit log. Okay, so that's this here. So this tells you how much win rate you have for the match after getting like a certain amount of damage. So um, say I don't know how much damage he's got, whatever. Anyway, he's got this much win rate currently. If you're someone into stats, this is useful because you can know how much win rate you're gonna have at the end of the battle. If you have kills, then it'll be slightly more depending on what kind of tank it is. If it needs 1 or 2 kills to have that little jump in WN8. Anyway, moving on. So I like to use this, the team HP pool. Gives you an idea of which team has more HP to move around. This here's the OTM reload. I like this. It's people say it's unfair, but I really don't give a shit. It's not illegal in North America, so I will use it until it is illegal. It tells you exactly the reload of what your allies are on and what your enemy is on. So if they shoot, you can poke out, take a shot, maybe two, depending on what their reload is. So yeah, it just so that you can take as many shots as you can before they are ready to shoot. Um, if you're into Call of Duty, turn this on. Whenever you hit somebody, you'll make that fucking noise whenever you hit stuff. These are extra garage mod stuffs. This is session statistics. Basically, at the end of the game, it tells you all the information without having to click details. I like this. You can have this to reset daily, or you can do it yourself personally. I really enjoy that. That's another personal preference thing. Uh, Now, I don't know if this is illegal on North America. The white tanks skins, basically, I'll show you it. They look like this when they're dead. I was told by people that it was illegal. Um, it's not confirmed. Like I said, Wargaming does not have a list. So I'm actually going to turn that off because I was like, people were like, "Hey, that might not be legal." So I don't want to take any more risks. I wasn't aware that it could be illegal. So I am going to go ahead and hit next because I'm done. Uh, highly recommend doing this. It also recommends it, the clean install, because if you have any outdated things, etc., it will replace your files and renew them so that they are brand new. I think that's the proper way of saying that. I'm not good at speaking. So click that, install. So then you'll go through. If it's your first time installing, um, then it will take a lot longer than this. But for me, I have most of those installed. I'm just updating a few. If you choose sound packs for your crew members or sounds in game, then this could take a significantly longer amount of time due to the fact that it's a lot more memory or a lot more shit being installed. And that being said, that is the end of my video, and I thanks for watching. If you want any other types of tutorials, let me know. And yeah, have a good day.